Ethan had always imagined senior year to be a mix of freedom, excitement, and new challenges. As he walked through the gates of Lincoln High School, memories of his freshman year crept in. He remembered walking nervously on the first day, backpack heavier than his confidence, trying to find his locker while dodging the chaotic crowd of upperclassmen. Back then, he had no idea that the years ahead would shape his life in ways he couldn't even dream of. Flash forward 4 years, and Ethan was now a senior. The crisp fall air, the smell of fresh books, and the hum of students talking in the hallways created an atmosphere of excitement and anticipation. But what caught Ethan's attention immediately was Ava. She was standing near the lockers, casually flipping through a notebook, completely unaware of the world around her. There was a certain warmth to her presence, a glow that seemed to make even the harsh, fluorescent lights of the hallway soft. Ethan felt his heart skip a beat. They didn't speak that day, but small interactions started to build a connection. A nod in the hallway, a shared laugh over a spilled tray in the cafeteria, and a brief comment during history class. Slowly, Ethan realized Ava wasn't just another student. She was someone special, someone who could change the way he experienced high school. The next week brought group assignments, and Ethan and Ava ended up in the same science project team. Their first meeting was a clash of ideas. Ethan wanted a tech based experiment, Ava suggested a creative biology project. The debate was intense, drawing the attention of classmates and even the teacher. But by the end, they had combined their ideas into something innovative. That first collaboration not only set the tone for their senior year, but also planted the seeds of a deeper connection. Between classes, lunch breaks became moments of shared smiles and quiet conversations. The cafeteria, once just a place to eat, now became their little escape. Ethan started noticing small details: the way Ava twirled a pen in her hand, the tiny doodles she drew in her notebook, the sound of her laughter that made the noise of the cafeteria fade away. It was in these simple moments that Ethan felt the first stirrings of something more than friendship. Of course, high school was never without drama. A misunderstanding during a group discussion led to a brief, awkward silence between them. Ethan felt a pang of worry, unsure if he had made a bad impression. But Ava, with her calm and understanding nature, smoothed things over with a simple smile and a joke. That day, Ethan realized that senior year wasn't just about grades and events. It was about people, connections, and moments that could last a lifetime. The first football game of the season was a whirlwind of cheers, excitement, and team spirit. Ava, as a member of the cheer squad, was full of energy, and Ethan decided to make a small poster that read, "Go Ava," with a heart drawn in the corner. When Ava noticed it, she gave him a quiet nod and a shy smile. Ethan's heart raced, knowing that this simple gesture had created a memory they would both treasure. As the weeks of senior year unfolded, Ethan and Ava's connection grew with every shared moment. Cafeteria lunches became more than just meals. They were filled with laughter, playful teasing, and inside jokes that only the two of them understood. Ethan noticed the way Ava's eyes lit up when she talked about her favorite books, the way she tapped her fingers when thinking, and the occasional shy smile that made his heart race. The first school dance approached, the homecoming dance. Ethan was nervous. He had never asked a girl to dance before, let alone Ava. He rehearsed what he might say, pacing through the hallways in his head. On the day of the dance, Ava approached him with her signature smile, making a small comment about his tie. The moment was simple, yet magical. On the dance floor, amid the crowd and music, their eyes stayed locked. For Ethan, the world outside those few steps ceased to exist. It was only him and Ava spinning together in a moment that felt timeless. But high school life was never without drama. Jake, a confident senior with a habit of flirting, began trying to get Ava's attention. Ethan felt something new: jealousy. It was a strange, sharp feeling he hadn't experienced before. He watched as Ava rolled her eyes at Jake's attempts and quietly assured Ethan with a smile that he was the only one she cared about. That reassurance, subtle as it was, made Ethan realize how much he truly cared for Ava. Library afternoons became a sacred escape. One rainy afternoon, with the sky darkening and students scattering, Ethan and Ava found themselves tucked into a quiet corner. They shared their favorite stories, swapped book recommendations, and laughed over silly comic strips. It was during these moments that Ethan realized that love wasn't just in big gestures, It was in the small, quiet times spent together. Sports season brought its own set of adventures. Ethan joined the soccer team, and Ava attended games to cheer. The excitement, the collective shouts of students, and the thrill of victory created an adrenaline filled environment. Ethan secretly made small signs cheering for Ava's cheerleading team. When she saw them, her laughter reached him across the field, creating another memory to treasure. These moments were filled with innocent competition, teasing, and shared happiness, strengthening their bond further. Halloween arrived with its usual excitement. Students dressed in costumes, the school buzzing with decorations, and the cafeteria transformed into a festival of sweets and laughter. Ethan and Ava decided to go as a classic duo from a fantasy novel they both loved. Preparing costumes together led to playful banter, laughter, and some clumsy moments that had them both blushing. That night, amidst the candy and laughter, Ethan felt a deeper sense of connection, realizing how much Ava meant to him. Drama, as always, found its way in small ways. Misunderstandings in group projects, accidental messages sent to the wrong person, and playful rivalries created tension. One afternoon, a disagreement about a debate topic escalated into a heated argument. Ethan stormed out of the classroom, leaving Ava confused. Hours later, realizing the triviality of the argument, he returned with a peace offering, her favorite snack, and a hand drawn note saying, "Let's not fight." You're too important. Ava's laughter and forgiving smile melted away all tension, teaching Ethan an important lesson about patience, communication, and love. Late night study sessions became routine as exams approached. Ethan and Ava often met in the library after school, surrounded by towering shelves and the scent of old books. They quizzed each other, shared notes, and occasionally stole glances that spoke volumes. Ethan found himself more motivated and focused when Ava was around, while Ava appreciated Ethan's dedication and support. These sessions were more than academic. They were moments where trust, teamwork, and feelings intertwined seamlessly. The cultural festival brought them closer than ever. Secretly, they decided to perform a duet, weeks of practice leading to perfect synchronization. On stage, their performance captivated everyone, but their attention remained on each other. Ethan handed Ava a single rose afterward, her blush turning the small gesture into a cherished memory. It wasn't just about the applause, it was about the shared effort, shared triumph, and silent understanding that had grown between them over months. By the end of the semester, Ethan and Ava were inseparable. From passing notes in class to cheering each other during sports, sharing secrets in the library, and comforting each other during stressful moments, their bond had become the highlight of senior year. They understood each other in ways no one else could, sharing laughter, tears, excitement, and fears. The first crush had blossomed into something deeper, a friendship intertwined with love, ready to grow even stronger in the months ahead. As the winter months approached, senior year became more intense. Exams loomed, college applications piled up, and friendships were tested under pressure. Ethan and Ava, though closer than ever, were not immune to stress. One day, a miscommunication during a group project led to Ethan feeling overlooked, while Ava thought he was upset for another reason. The tension grew, small arguments sparked, and for the first time, both felt a rift forming between them. It was during this challenging week that Ethan realized the depth of his feelings. He couldn't bear the thought of losing Ava over misunderstandings. He decided it was time to be honest, not just with Ava, but with himself. That evening, after school, he found her near the bleachers where they often hung out. With a nervous smile, he confessed, "Ava, I think I've felt this way for a long time. You're not just my friend. I really like you." Ava's eyes widened, a mix of surprise and relief crossing her face. She laughed softly, a sound that immediately eased Ethan's tension. "Ethan, I feel the same way," she admitted. At that moment, the stress, the rumors, and the pressures of senior year melted away. Their first kiss was gentle, shy, and perfect, a promise that senior year was about to become unforgettable. Winter brought its own magic. Snow covered the school grounds, transforming the campus into a picturesque scene. Ethan and Ava spent afternoons walking through the snowfall, building small snowmen, and sharing hot chocolate. They discovered that love in the small moments, laughter over cold fingers, holding hands to stay warm, playful snowball fights, could be just as meaningful as grand gestures. The prom announcement came, and excitement filled the air. Ethan, still feeling nervous, asked Ava to go with him. Her smile and enthusiastic yes made his heart soar. In the weeks leading up to prom, the two spent countless hours preparing. Ethan bought a tie that matched Ava's dress, while Ava fussed over small details, wanting everything to be perfect. They practiced dancing in Ethan's living room, laughing over missed steps and awkward spins, but the joy of simply being together made every mistake worth it. Drama and jealousy never fully disappeared. Jake, the same classmate who had tried to get Ava's attention earlier, still lingered on the edges of events. Ethan occasionally caught Ava in conversations with him, but he learned to trust Ava and communicate openly. Their relationship grew stronger, anchored in honesty, trust, and the understanding that senior year challenges were part of growing up together. Prom night arrived. The school gym was transformed with twinkling lights, decorations, and the hum of excited students. Ethan and Ava stepped in together, their hands intertwined. As the music played and couples swayed on the dance floor, Ethan realized how far they had come, from shy smiles in the cafeteria to this night, full of memories, laughter, and love. The night was filled with dancing, laughter, photos, and quiet moments shared in corners away from the crowd. They spoke about college, their dreams, and their fears, their bond deepening with every word. Following prom, graduation prep intensified. Senior photos, yearbook submissions, college interviews, and last day traditions created a whirlwind of activity. Ethan and Ava made a pact to support each other through every challenge, from late night study sessions to handling senior pranks. Every stressful moment was softened by their shared presence, a comforting hand on a tense shoulder, a whispered joke to ease nerves, a small note of encouragement tucked in a locker. Despite the pressures, Ethan and Ava found time for small adventures, late night walks through empty school hallways, secret library hideouts, and small movie nights at home created a tapestry of memories. They celebrated small victories together, acing a test, winning a sports match, completing a project, each moment adding depth to their senior year love story. The challenges of senior year became stepping stones, teaching them resilience, patience, and the beauty of growing up together. Spring had arrived, and with it, the bittersweet reality of senior year. The cherry blossoms on campus mirrored the emotions in Ethan's heart, beautiful yet fleeting. Graduation was approaching, and with it came a mix of excitement, nostalgia, and the looming question of life beyond high school. Every corridor, every classroom, and every corner of Lincoln High held memories of laughter, teasing, arguments, and moments of quiet connection between Ethan and Ava. In the final weeks, they immersed themselves in school traditions. Senior photo shoots captured their smiles, prom memories lingered in laughter filled conversations, and yearbook signings were filled with personal messages. Ethan carefully wrote a note to Ava on the last page of her yearbook. For every memory, for every laugh, and for every moment. Always Ava's eyes shimmered as she read it, realizing that even small gestures had grown into lifelong memories. Drama still had its place in the final days. College acceptances caused stress. Small misunderstandings arose from rumors, and the pressure of final exams created tense moments. But through it all, Ethan and Ava leaned on each other. Late night study sessions in the library turned into heart to heart conversations about dreams, fears, and the future. They realized that love wasn't just about fun and romance, it was about support, understanding, and growing together. The night before graduation, the senior class gathered for a farewell bonfire. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the crackle of flames. Ethan and Ava sat together on a bench, their shoulders touching, watching the stars above. They shared memories of their freshman year, the awkward first conversations, the library hideouts, and the football games. Each memory created a thread connecting their past, present, and the promise of the future. Graduation day dawned with clear skies. Families, friends, and students filled the auditorium with excitement and pride. Caps and gowns donned, Ethan and Ava sat together, hands intertwined, sharing nervous glances and encouraging smiles. One by one, names were called, diplomas handed out, and speeches delivered. Teachers spoke of memories, achievements, and the journey of growth that each student had taken. For Ethan and Ava, every speech resonated on a personal level, reflecting the countless shared moments that had defined their senior year. When the moment arrived for the final class photo, Ethan and Ava posed together, laughter and subtle affection evident in their expressions. Afterward, they walked outside, the sun warming the campus that had been the backdrop to so many memories. At the school gates, a place that had been a silent witness to their journey, Ethan turned to Ava. Ava, he said softly. These past years, every moment with you, it's changed my life. I'll never forget any of it. Ava smiled, her eyes glistening. Ethan, this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. No matter where we go, these memories, us, will always be a part of who we are. They hugged, a long embrace filled with unspoken words, promises, and gratitude for every moment spent together. The campus, now emptying with departing families and students, seemed to echo their sentiments. Every hallway and classroom a testament to the love, laughter, and drama that had unfolded within its walls. As they walked away, hand in hand, they looked toward the horizon, the future unknown but filled with hope. College, new cities, and new experiences awaited, but the foundation of their bond, trust, love, and shared memories remained unshakable. Their high school love story had reached its conclusion, yet it had planted seeds for a lifelong journey together. And so, Ethan and Ava's senior year at Lincoln High ended not just as a story of first love, but as a tapestry of growth, friendship, challenges, laughter, tears, and unforgettable moments. A story that would remain in their hearts forever, a cherished chapter of youth, innocence, and the magic of discovering love at the perfect time.